What's up, you guys? It's Marissa with Barely Keeping It Together, and today I wanted to chat with you guys about how to prepare your guest room to host guests.
I'm Marissa. I'm a borderline crazy dog mom, a landlord, a DIYer, an interior design obsessed pop culture enthusiast, a real estate entrepreneur, and I'm simultaneously managing a long distance relationship while working full time. I'm the kind of woman who doesn't have the patience to get through this recording. So let's get into it. This is Barely Keeping It Together.
Really quick, I wanted to let you guys know to stick around to the end of this video because I do have a little bonus surprise for you that comes in the form of a gift, an extra. There's something extra that you guys need to stick around the end to see. In the US, the holidays are upon us, so I thought I would share this video with you because we have Thanksgiving in about 2 weeks and then we have Christmas right thereafter. However, I think that this information is actually important always, right? Because you could host a guest in your house anytime. So I wanted to chat with you guys about how we are setting up our guest room for the guests that we have coming up over the holidays. Now, I am actually showing you guys all of my essentials in my bedroom. We're not in the guest room right now. A couple reasons for that. One, the lighting is way better in here. Hello, windows. And then number two, to be honest, the decor game is not exactly where I would like it in the guest room yet. And I don't want to be on the internet showing decor that I'm not in love with. You know, would you? I wouldn't. Anyway, let's get into it. So I have taken all of my guest room must-have and I've broken it down into 3 categories, right? So we have our basics, then we have extras, and then we have over the top, hostess with the mostest. You get a gold star if you have these things in your guest room and you are sure to absolutely shock and stun your guests. So what level of host do you want to be? Basic, extra, or over the top? You know which one I am. So in terms of basics of what you should have in your guest room for receiving guests is obviously, I don't think I need to say, you need a bed, and I would suggest bedside tables. But beyond that, you need bed linens, right? So you should have extra soft sheets. If you guys don't know what sheets to use, there's actually some great ones on Amazon for about $30. I can link them below. I think you guys will love them. They're a cult favorite and they're super inexpensive. So you need soft sheets. You obviously need a duvet or a comforter, and then you need pillows. Just for a rule that you should go by, at least 2 sleeping pillows per person. And then you can do throw pillows on top of that as well. And then you absolutely want to have an extra blanket at the end of the bed or in a basket or over a chair or somewhere, because you can always take off layers if you're too cool in somebody's house, but you can never, or too hot and you need to cool yourself down. But if somebody's house is colder than you like it to be, there's nothing worse than that. So you want to make sure that you offer enough blankets that if they're really cold, they're able to sort of layer up. So having an additional blanket at the end of the bed or wherever, it's going to make your guests feel super comfortable in your home. Now, in terms of bath linens that you want to provide, go with think about how a hotel would set it up, right? So per person, you're going to want a hand towel, a face towel, and then depending on if you have male or female guests, 1 or 2 body towels. In my guest room right now, we have 2 face cloths, 2 hand towels, and 3 body towels because it's a male-female couple. However, we could absolutely do 4 body towels as well. But actually at the moment for Thanksgiving, which is coming up, we have 2 guest rooms that are going to be filled. My parents and then my aunt and uncle are coming. So, we are tight on the linen game here. We've got a whole household already and then additional 4 guests coming in. So, I don't think you need all those details, but those are the basics in terms of linens. You also want to make sure you have a bedside table lamp on at least one side of the bed if your guests like to stay up and read or whatever. If they're talking in bed at night, they don't want to have to get up and walk towards a light switch to turn on and off the light. So having a bedside table lamp is absolutely essential in your guest room. So that's the list of the basics that you guys should have. Now let's get into what some of the extra things are. Raise your hand if you're extra. Your girl is extra. So if you are extra and you want to make your guests feel extra welcome and extra comfy in your house, here is a list of things you should include in your guest room. This beautiful visual that I have here, this is actually prepared to go out on the guest room bed for when my guests get here, and it is just a bunch of stuff that's going to make them a lot more comfortable in my home. So small toiletries are just so nice to have. Now, they probably did bring their own toiletries, but it's a nice comfort thing to have. So here I have lotion and body wash and shampoo and conditioner ready for them. And I actually got this little set at HomeGoods. So I would recommend you guys, with the holidays going on, they have a ton of little sets like this, and it's so cute. It feels super high-end and luxe. So you can get these somewhere like HomeGoods. I will look and see if they have any on Amazon, and if they do, I will link those below. Then as a little additional like luxe item, I added a higher end hand cream for my aunt to take home. And then I have a loofah here, obviously not used, but the likelihood that they brought a loofah to your home is low, and they probably are gonna need them. And then I also, honestly, it would be mean for me not to include a lint roller if you're coming to visit my house, because we got dogs and they are hairy. I have told you guys this a million times. So lint roller is a must for this little extra, and then a clock so that they can see what time it is if they don't have their phone right by them. Oof, this lint roller keeps falling. A clock is a nice thing to have, particularly if it's an alarm clock or just something to tell the time from their room. So I actually put this little tray out on the guest room bed so it feels like they are walking in to the suite of a high-end hotel, right? This just feels so extra and like, they really are excited to have me here, and they went a whole extra length. Now, beyond that, there are a couple other things that I would suggest. So another thing is, if you have a fan, you could either put it out in the guest room, or you could have it in the closet in case they need it, or if you have a ceiling fan in the room, because again, you never know like the temperature that your guests are at, so they could need to cool down a little bit. I also love to keep bottles of water in the guest room because, well, one, depending on like the layout of your home, our guest rooms are upstairs and it's far from the kitchen and all those sorts of things. And then two, it just, of course they're welcome to use whatever's in your home, right? Because they're your guests, but it just makes them a little more comfortable to have bottled waters in the guest room. So I love these alkaline waters from Trader Joe's, but of course you could do anything. Now, I also love to make sure that we are sharing our Wi-Fi password. I actually made this printable, be our guest, with our Wi-Fi information. I just have it framed and in the guest room so that they're able to like log in on their phone or their computer or whatever, and they don't have to constantly ask you or whatever. It just makes it easier on them to have this framed and in the guest room. Additionally, it's really nice to have a place for them to put their luggage, right? So if you were at a hotel, they would have a luggage rack. A luggage rack is a great item for you to buy. Usually you can find them on Amazon. Again, I can link some below. Or what I like to do instead of a luggage rack is have a bench. So we actually have a bench in the guest room. Second guest room, I need to get one so they can just put their luggage on there. They know where it is. It's like easier if they're like looking for things or whatever. It's just, a little touch of home to give them that luggage rack. And then the last thing, which I think is huge, is if you have a phone charger in there for them, it makes them feel like, one, in case they forgot theirs, two, if they brought one and it's a couple, or three, sometimes you just don't want to take yours out because you're afraid you could leave it behind. If somebody has a phone charger for you, it makes your life all the easier, right? Like we live and die by our phone chargers. It's kind of pathetic. But that is the list of all of the guest room extras that you can add to make your guests feel super at home in your space. Now let's get into what a girl who is over the top has in her guest room. If you are totally over the top and just want to wow your guests, here are some of the things that you can have in your guest room for them. The first thing is snacks. So just like I have this tray that I showed you guys full of toiletries and just little essentials for life, if you have snacks, specifically ones that are custom to things that they like and enjoy, they're gonna feel like, one, like they're not gonna feel like they're eating your food all the time. Two, if they're hungry in the morning or the night, or they don't wanna wake people up by going into the kitchen, having snacks specifically for your guests makes them feel like this is, well, first of all, I wanna come back. And also like, wow, she is the hostess with the mostess. So I love the idea of snacks. And I definitely love to surprise my guests with that. Now, depending on the nature of your visitors, here are like some other things that I love to do. Now, if it's like a girls' weekend and you have, you know, your girlfriends coming along, a super fun thing to do is have bathrobes. And even, I'm gonna link on Amazon some of my favorites, but they have disposable slippers. Think about the ones that they have at, if you go to like the Langham or another high-end hotel, they have slippers there for you in the room that obviously nobody's ever used before, and somebody's probably not bringing slippers over to your house. So having like a stockpile of disposable slippers, I just think is like the piece de resistance. Now they have something to wear around your house and they just feel like, ooh, this girl has got it together. So slippers and a bathrobe. Now another fun thing is if you're gonna have like a girlfriend, or like if my aunt's coming, we can do face masks. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I got this hack from her. She had this at her house. We did face masks when we were in Michigan at her house 2 years ago, and it was just so fun. All the ladies, and I even think some of the guys, did face masks too. So she had a wide variety of sheet masks, and it was just a fun thing to do when it was a rainy day and we couldn't go out on the lake. And especially for right now, it's a pandemic. We can't go out and celebrate Black Friday or anything like that. So wouldn't it be super fun to do face masks in the house? So that's another totally over the top item to keep in the room. Now, in terms of extra furniture, I wouldn't say, nobody's gonna be like, oh, she's over the top, she has extra furniture. But in terms of furniture that's gonna make your guests feel super comfortable in the space, a extra chair or place to sit down, specifically a reading chair, is super nice to have in a guest room, because again, they may keep different hours than you, or they may wanna go to bed early and read a book, or, you know, just chill in the room and have some alone time sometimes. Family time can be a lot, so having extra alone time is definitely a nice thing to do. And so I would absolutely suggest having an additional reading chair or something like that in a guest room. Now, on top of that, I would also suggest, if you have a small desk space with a desk and a desk chair, is a really nice thing to have in there, because, well, one, people live such mobile lifestyles now, right? Like everybody is working from home and everybody's connected and has their iPads and their laptops and their, you know, all the things. So just having a small space for them to sit down and write notes. I know my parents are going to be here from Thanksgiving until Christmas, so I'm sure they're going to want a space to write out Christmas cards or do some work or whatever. So having a desk space in the guest room is going to make all the difference and make them feel like they are super at home in your space. Now, I know that doesn't sound super crazy to have extra furniture in there, but those are just specifically pieces of furniture that are going to make them feel more comfortable in your home. Now, the extra over the top things that you can do are have things like candles that they can light and matches. Now, I would have this be optional, because you never know, like my aunt and my mom don't like scents, so they're not gonna love your girls' apple candles that I like to have everywhere, but you can do candles, you can have magazines and books ready. And then another really nice element to have is a small notepad and a pen in case they need to jot down some notes while they are at your house, and they're just gonna feel so comfortable in your space. And honestly, like, how much street cred are you gonna have that you are the hostess with the dang mostest? I mean, I know I can say that 100 times, but I don't know. It just appeals to me. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this whole video. I hope you enjoyed all the tips and tricks that I have getting your guest room ready for the holiday season. Now, I do have a very special surprise for you. I actually have a guest room checklist printable available. I will link it in the description below. I will also have it on my website at barelykeepingittogether.com, so you can go over and print that out and make sure that you are ready to host guests this holiday season. I know you're going to be the best host ever. Leave me a comment below. What is your favorite thing to keep for guests in your house, or what is sort of an over-the-top item that you have experienced when you are at somebody else's house? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't hesitate to go follow me. Go follow me over on Instagram. My handle is at barelykeepingittogether, and please subscribe to my channel if you did enjoy this video. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.